Olivia.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant. And what have we got on the back pages?
Right, Ali, I mean, you were at Wembley. So
I was.
We're going to start there because, and it's sad because, you know, it's a great occasion. Crystal Palace have, won the Community Shield, but all the back pages, I mean, this one on the Times, Van Dijk dismay as Jotter tribute was ruined. And I mean, you were there. Did you hear it? Because
horrendous. Horrendous.
And it's so disappointing.
Horrendous.
Because why does anyone think it's acceptable to ruin any tribute, but to ruin a tribute like that?
Scandalous.
You can't defend it.
It's scandalous. They should find out who it is. Cameras all over the place and name and shame, because I mean that's beyond football. That's beyond anything, Olivia. It is. I just think it's so distressing that somebody would do that. It's an absolute scandal. And you're asking me the question: could we hear it? We sitting with headphones on, obviously doing the comms in the game. Yes, we could hear it. And Fletcher and I just looked at each other and shook our head. I don't know what these three people said.
It's a shame.
Terrible.
It's such a shame, and obviously Virgil van Dijk, fair play to him because he's come out and called it out. However, Ray, I don't know if you've heard what Arne Slot had to say. Now, I really like Arne Slot.
So do I.
I think everyone, I think he speaks well. I think
Correct.
Everyone's really enjoyed him in the Premier League.
It's a bit like Jurgen Klopp when he first came back, when he looked like the way he conducted himself.
–
Absolutely.
100%, but he's come out and almost defended the noise and almost said, I don't think they were trying to disrupt the minute silence. Maybe they didn't realise it was a minute silence. Now, I really like Arne Slot. I'll just put that out there. I think he's brilliant. I think if there was ever a time to call out a section of your own fan base, it was for that. And I'm glad.
Is it people in the concourses inside, maybe?
I didn't sound like it, really.
It sounded like it.
I didn't really.
I just thought it was an embarrassment for the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it was an embarrassment for the game more than anything. I don't know. Maybe Arne Slot's just, I don't know. I wouldn't say try to play it down. It's indefensible. It really is. It's shocking. But the game itself, I'll tell you, the game itself I enjoyed, Olivia.
Yeah.
It really was a good game. Thought Liverpool started really, really well. Palace come into the second half. Yeah. I like to look at Liverpool's new signings first half.
Ekitike looked good, didn't he? I was
having
like,
him.
do they even need Isak? But actually, maybe they do need it. I don't know. Do you think they need? Because actually, when you look at their attack, now that they've let go of Diaz and Nunez, and obviously the tragic Jotter.
Yeah.
Hugo Ekitike is their really only recognised number 9.
Well,
I think anybody would want Isak.
yeah, absolutely.
But do they need him?
Oh, well, do you know
I'm
something?
sure they do. I'm sure they do.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. There was a massive difference in their play when they took him off.
Yeah.
Because they played without an out-and-out number 9. And it was evident, you know, they didn't have the same level of performance. I thought they dipped. Fair play to Palace, come back into it. Some good performances from Palace, but there was a massive difference in Liverpool's
It's all about
performance
Palace now keeping
when the
their
centre
players.
forward went off. Yeah.
If they can keep Eze, Gay at the back, then...
Tell you who did well. Will Hughes did well when he came on.
Yeah.
Kamada went off injured.
As you mentioned, Walton, good player.
I thought he was terrific. I really did. The three centre-backs look good.
I think Palace have been really a breath of fresh air last season. They were obviously to go to the FA Cup and beat Man City as well, and then they beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
Fair play to them.
Absolutely.
How about Justin Devaney's penalty, by the way?
By the way,
also, can we talk about how bad that penalty shootout was, please? Because 5 out of the first 8 penalties were missed.
It's the second worst penalty shootout I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Well, it's the second worst by some way, but I need to tell you, the worst was the worst.
Oh, God.
Without getting into too much detail.
I mean, yeah, for fair play to him, coming off the bench, stepping up and putting that top.
Do you know what I didn't know?
What?
He was at Kilmarnock and Airdrie.
Was he?
Aye.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I read that somewhere. He was at Kilmarnock and Airdrie. I loved it. And he came on and just whipped it. It was the best penalty in a long
time.
And Henderson loves a penalty shootout, doesn't he?
What I'm taking the bonnet off. Take the hat off. He took his hat off after one of the saves and he's waving.
Yeah. A couple of them were brilliant. They weren't even a couple of them were really good saves. And then just finally, on the back page of The Sun, there's a good story on Kobbie Mainoo. It's his main issue. Kobbie struggling to find role under Amorim. I mean, it feels like a year ago we were sitting here going, you know, he was playing for England and we were all very excited. Now, obviously, Man United have bolstered their attack, I think, brilliantly. I think they've got a very good front line now.
Don't disagree at all.
I still think, though, a number 6, I know they're in for Carlos Baleba, who I think would be an absolutely brilliant signing, but whether or not they will. But do you think maybe, Ray, someone like that, a Carlos Baleba, could unlock the best of Kobbie Mainoo?
Yeah. Well, look, he's got to just keep working hard, isn't he, in training as a youngster. He's still a young player and he's still so young. So, I mean, you can't take a lot of that. And it's... that's what you want. If you're Manchester United, you want people fighting for their positions.
Yeah.
And no one's guaranteed to get a game, and that's exactly what you need for a big club like Manchester United, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they do this year.
I think so.
I think they've made some good signings.
I think Casemiro has been a brilliant player. I just worry about a wee bit of lack of pace in the middle of the park. I think the front three different class now. You know, they'll have a good front three, score goals. Just I'd be a wee bit concerned about lack of pace in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
And I think just defensively and the goalkeeper, I think, as well. I think, are they going to just go with I'm going to score more than you this season? Because it feels like that attack is really good.
Yeah.
But actually, defensively...
I don't think they'll get away with that against the top teams. I don't.
They can't get much worse than last year, though.
No.
That's only one thing going for them. All those guys, if they can make a difference, score a few goals.
See, the thing is, right,
top 8 is a good season for Man United.
Do you know something? That's the way I'm looking at it just now. I think they've made some excellent signings in forward areas, but so's everybody else.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I
so
mean?
competitive.
It's really, really competitive. The ones I fear for a little bit, I'd be a little bit concerned, would be Newcastle if they lose Isak and don't have time to get somebody else in.
But they're going through a couple of strikers, aren't they, at the moment?
Yeah.
Jackson, is it?
Speaking about Jackson, weren't they?
That'd be a very good signing. It was frustrating because everyone starts talking about Nicholas Jackson like he can't play football. Like last season was his season before last. Sorry, it was his first season as a number 9, and it was a good first season in terms of numbers. Given, he had a lot of chances, probably could have scored more. Last season, he was such a handful. That first part of the season, he was so good. I think he scored 14 Premier League goals last season. So it's not bad. And I think he's a real handful. He's just got discipline, a little bit of a discipline issue.
And I just think, I agree with you, everything you said there. And I also think there's just a little bit of lack of composure in front of a goal. He's younger as well, and he will improve. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Yeah, I like Jackson. I do. A little bit like Hoyland. I do like Hoyland.
Where's he going to go?
But there's just no composure. Nah, he's got to get moving on, isn't he?
He's got to go.
Needs a little bit more composure in front of goal. Olivia, we will be seeing you later on. Thanks very much for your input with the back pages there. Coming up, Arsenal fans are already getting excited. Overexcited, it says here. Who wrote that? And the main man scored in a pre-season game. I thought it said every pre-season. What do you think? You think that'll make a difference, Jotter?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, we all know they're dying out for a striker. So it was one of them situations. Who was they going to get? Jokeres looked like he said, right, no, I want to play for Arsenal, and they've got their man. So he's gonna have a lot of opportunities. Now, in Portugal, he was brilliant, Ali.
Yeah.
It's all about, as a striker, you've been a top striker yourself. It's all about making the right runs.
100%.
If the ball's going to go into the right areas, you make the right runs. It doesn't matter what league you're in, but if you're making the right runs all the time, and that's what he's got to do.
I think he'll do that. They won the Emirates Cup. We're going to discuss that next. Stay with us. What time have we got? 6:29.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.